As a part of our conceptual class, we have seen how do we work with the strings by using Spark. Let us try to understand all these things by working on some hands-on examples. We have used init cap, lower and upper. This is my Pyspark. I already have a DF retail data frame created. Let me go and show that to you. We'll be using this data frame for this whole topic. We have 8 columns: invoice number, stock code, description, quantity, invoice date, unit price, customer ID, and country. We'll go ahead and see some 5 records so that we get a hang of the data. The first function what we'll be using is init cap. We'll be using the init cap on the description column. Let me show only description. Let us say it is a DF retail, and then I'll select description column. Now let me go ahead and only pull the description column so that you will be able to see how the data looks like. This is how the description column is. If you see, description column has a sentences, all of them are in uppercase. By using the init cap, what will happen as init cap? The first letter of each of the word will be in capitals, rest of that will be in a lowercase. We'll import those functions from Pyspark .sql .functions, import init cap, and we have lower and upper. So what we'll do is select, and then I'll say init cap, except that we'll take this guy and go ahead and put it here. Let us see how the results would look like. It is as simple as that. You could see this, right? This is the original column where all the letters in this description column are in capital letters, are in uppercase. When we go ahead and use the init cap function, only the initial letters, the first letter of each word would be in the uppercase. Now that we have seen the init cap, let us try to understand how do we use the lowercase or uppercase. We already know that our original column is in the uppercase. We'll try to use the lowercase first, but let us store that in a data frame. So I'll say this is equal to, I will go ahead and reuse this. I'll use with column. As you know, with column takes 2 arguments. One is the name of the column, description. This is the name of the column, and then I will say lower. Fine. Let's go ahead and execute this. So we successfully added one column. Select that particular column. How do we select that? Very simple. Select description in lowercase. There comes the column, and show. Let us pull some 10 records. You can see all the letters are in lowercase. Let us use this particular column and make it a uppercase so that it will be uppercase use case as well. Original column is in capital letters or uppercase. We have converted that into lowercase, and we have stored that as a part of one data frame with the one more column. Select, then what we'll do is we'll use this code. We'll say upper, and then we'll provide the name of the column, upper, show some 5 records. We'll see how it looks like. Execute this. You can see all the letters now are converted to the uppercase. So we have seen all the 3 scenarios. How do we make the initial letters as the uppercase? Then how do we convert the whole thing in a lowercase by using a lower? And then we have seen whatever the column which we have converted into the lowercase, we have converted that into uppercase. One more aspect, as we have discussed, is how do we add or remove the spaces. There are different functions for that, like lpad, rpad, trim, ltrim, and also the rtrim. Let us see them now. We got to import these functions. We have trim, ltrim, rtrim, lpad, rpad. So let us import them first. First run of function, we're importing them. We'll construct the statements. We'll say df retail, select, we'll use the trim, and then we'll use the lit functions to pass on some values. We'll alias it trim column. We'll reuse the same thing and construct other statements of ltrim, rtrim, and all those things. I'll say it's ltrim and rtrim. Here add el and we'll add r. Let's go ahead and rename it as lpad. So lpad is a function, and we have to specify how many characters we want to keep after lpad. We need to have some 10 characters, and we want to pad with dollars. Rename it as lpad. Review the same thing for constructing the rpad. I'll go with rpad here, and then I'll say rpad column. So take out the comma here, that is not required. Show, I'll say 5 false. Okay, let's go and execute this. There you go. Trim has trimmed on either side. ltrim has trimmed the space on only on the left side. You can notice that there is a space on the right side. But on the other hand, rtrim has trimmed on the only on the right side. Coming to the lpad, as we know, lpad will pad the characters specified. In this, we have given a dollar. So on the left hand side, it has padded $5 because we want to make sure that the total size of this particular string after padding should be 10. That is what we have specified here. On the other hand, our pad has padded the characters on the right side. We learned all these adding and removing the spaces with only one statement.